Hello, Cougar Academy Algebra 2B, and welcome to Lesson 7.5. This one, how do you perform operations on functions? Okay, it's really not too bad. We just have some new notation to get over. We are going to be seeing function notation again, things like g of x and f of x. And for these first few problems, what we're doing is we're evaluating the functions. So think of it as this is Gary of x, and Fred of x. So Gary of x, we're evaluating at -3. So whenever you see this, that just means wherever I see x in Gary, I'm going to have to put -3. Now be careful. I recommend always putting parentheses or brackets around things. So this part is going to be g of -3. Okay, starting our brackets. So x squared, so -3 squared. I'm going to continue with parentheses around there. Minus, okay, -3. Gets tricky with the negatives. That's how they try and get you, okay? So that will be that part. Now for Fred, or f of x, we're just going to add, again, our brackets. So we're adding this bunch now. And again, it's at -3. Only now we just need to substitute into the 1 part. So 3 times the quantity, -3 plus 5. Okay, and with the brackets, I recommend using order of operations. You can use your calculators. This part here, so -3 squared is 9, minus -3 is plus 3, plus 3 times -3 is -9, plus 5. Then really you can drop the brackets. We have 12 minus essentially 9 plus 5 is 4, which is equal to 8. Okay, so that is the final answer. It's just the first function at -3 plus the second function at -3. Did I do any silly math mistakes here? I think I'm okay. So evaluating, substituting in, hopefully not too bad. Another example, so g of 7, f of 7, and once you do these, you can feel free to take some extra shortcuts. Again, so g of 7 is going to be -2 at 7 plus 3. That's that first part, plus, okay, f at 7 is x squared, so 7 squared plus 3. All right. I'll load up my calculator here just to have in the future. So we have -14 plus 3 plus 49 plus 3. Okay. -14 plus 3 is -11 plus 49 plus 3, 52. 52 minus 11 essentially is 41. Okay, so 41 adding, why my calculator doesn't want to show up here. Again, just be careful substituting things in. So let's see, we have another example here. Okay, multiplication this time around. So very similar, this time multiplying each of the functions at the given value. So h at 2, so this is going to be 2 times 2 plus 1 times g at 2. Again, brackets, I would recommend 2 squared minus 4 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 times 4 minus 8. What we're looking at then is 5 times -4, or -20. Boom, 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 boom. Alrighty. And our last particular example of evaluating, actually going to change this one up. We did all addition, we did multiplication. We're going to change this one subtraction. Just want to show you the little difference with subtraction. So let's change it to subtraction here for you. Okay, similar idea, f of -1. So Fred at -1 is 3 times -1 minus 2. Okay, subtraction, we changed it to that minus g, 4 times negative 1 plus 2. Okay, it really doesn't throw too much off, but I just want to show you an example. Negative 3 minus 2 minus, so 4 times negative 1 is negative 4 plus 2, which is negative 5, minus, okay, if you think negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2, so that's where it could get tricky, minus a negative, but you guys know that would just be a positive. Okay, so negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3. So just be careful with subtraction and so forth. So that's evaluating. Okay. Next ones are division. So we actually have some division examples here as well. Should be able to go through those pretty quickly. 2t plus 1 at 6. So 2 times 6 plus 1 divided by 4 times 6 minus 5. Okay, so 12 plus 1 is 13 divided by 24 minus 5, 19. And you can leave it as a fraction. 13 over 19 would be that result. Okay. And number 6, if you want to give it a shot, you can pause and then check your results. I'm going to just go ahead and do it here. Be careful with negatives. Always be careful with negatives. Divided by h. Negative 8. And they don't always have to be the same numbers. They might be different. Ooh, to the third. So that's going to be a little more tricky. My calculator still has not loaded. Come on. Okay. 32 plus 2 divided by negative 1020. Okay, it's to the third power, so be careful of that. So we have 34 divided by negative 1020. So let's just see what that reduces to. And that's negative 1/30. Okay. So evaluating. Writing a new function. So this time, not evaluating, actually just writing a general function. So in this case, we're just going to kind of be combining like terms. So it's all about like terms again. So we're taking Gary and we're subtracting Harry. So x minus 1, again, I would recommend writing it out in brackets. Minus h of x, which is x to the third minus 2x squared, and end that there. So there's the first step, just kind of writing everything down. Now, with subtraction, it's important we're going to be distributing the negative. So make sure that you do that, and then you have x minus 1 minus x to the third plus 2x squared. Okay, and then the last step is to combine like terms if you have them, or we can just rewrite, and we're going to find a new function. We'll call it t of x. Okay, that's the next one, and you can choose any variable you'd like. But writing in proper form, it's negative x to the third plus 2x squared plus x minus 1. I just rearranged everything, and there's the new rule or the new function. For number 8, so same idea, adding this time. So x squared minus 5 plus quantity x minus 1. We're going to combine any like terms, and we'll call this one r of x. X squared, so there's no others, so x squared. A regular x. And negative 5 plus 1 minus 6. So there's our only like terms that you combine, and then you add together. Division is similar, as is multiplication, so we'll probably change that last example to multiplication. G of t divided by h of t. So this is just 3 t minus 3 divided by 3t. So the second part is on the bottom, and the first part's up top. Okay, in this case, you can see if anything reduces. Since everything shares a 3, you can reduce by 3, and really it would then be t minus 1 all over t. We can call that j of x. Why not? Key thing, do not cancel out these t's. Don't do that, okay? They all have to share the t in order to cancel it out, and this one does not have a t with it, so we're just going to keep it like that there. And number 10 here was going to change it to multiplication, but that'll make it a bit of a headache, so we'll just stick with subtraction. Try it out on your own here. 3x minus 1 minus negative 2x squared minus 5x. Okay, being sure to distribute. And we'll call it p of x, 2x squared plus 8x and minus 1. Okay, so great job on those. Just know the difference between evaluating at a number and writing a new function. So try out those practice problems and have a great day, guys.